Let's get it. I'm blockchain custodian saying these blockchains every single day, guys, and we are back for another day today. Massive Red Sea all over the place right now. Just major just panic in the markets, right? We just got panic. There's no other word for it than just that, right? We know what's happening. We know what's escalating this fear, and it is what it is. We're getting a lot of sideways chop here, a lot of sideways chop, and just overall getting people stopped out, people longing, people shorting. Everybody's losing right now. Ethereum, how are we looking? Sitting in a $2,500 area. We'll cover Ethereum in just a second here. Bitcoin jumped back above the weekly open. Now chopping right back down again below the weekly open. Just a lot of sideways chop here overall right now, which is definitely getting people a little sideways. So bear with me here. We're going to be covering what's happening with Bitcoin, what's happening with Ethereum, and many other altcoins overall. Like I said, it is what it is. A lot of sideways chop right now. Not a great time to be entering into any trades. We already took a trade this morning. We tried jumping off. We took a long based off this London low here, and it did not work out. So, it came back against us. We took a very small loss this morning. Very small loss, 4%, only $105. So overall, that's nothing in the grand scheme of things. It was a small risk, right? Very high risk trade. Put a very tight stop on it in case of it did pull back on us. But if it paid off, it would have paid off big, right? So right now we're just getting a lot of sideways chop, a lot of price action here below the weekly open and the previous and above the previous day low. So we could still come back down to this previous day low, sweep this area. Not a lot of we front ran that target right now, so we haven't tapped it just yet. We front ran it down to 104.996 before hitting 104.940. So wouldn't be surprised if we come back down and revisit that level right now. So just a lot of sideways chop. Would advise to just stay away from the markets in general right now because the markets are just very choppy overall. Hey, Crusader, thinking of joining your Citadel group. How many calls a week do you do and what coins? Mostly all the trades are on Bitcoin. Some of them are Ethereum, but the grand majority are on Bitcoin. That's just because it's the easiest asset to trade, and it's the most reliable, right? It runs the market. If Bitcoin's dropping, all coins are dropping. If Bitcoin's pumping, all coins are pumping. So for that reason, I trade Bitcoin the most. We do about at least one trade a day. Sometimes two trades a day, depending on the day, right? But mostly we do about at least one trade per day overall. We try not to overtrade too much. Don't want to be getting caught into revenge trading, right? Just want to look for the most opportune moment. And if there's a lot of sideways chop like today, I just won't take a trade. I'll just let it be, right? Because it's better to miss out on a trade than it is to lose money on a trade. So I would rather miss a trade, be like, oh man, I didn't take the risk. I missed the trade. Okay. I wasn't confident in the confluence on the entry, whatever it is, right? And I'd rather be like, oh, I thought I was going to long it, but I didn't, and it ran. I could have made money. I'd rather have the what ifs than actually taking the trade and losing money. But I'm also not afraid to lose money because it takes money to make money. Like I said, we took a long earlier this morning. It didn't work out. We got a 4% loss, literally nothing. So sometimes you got to put on a little bit of risk. But right now we're getting a lot of sideways chop until I see some strong confluence down here on the previous day low or anything. I wouldn't be taking any more trades right now. True. Sometimes no trade is a good thing. Yeah, 100%. Sometimes no trade is the best trade you can take all day, because just too much sideways chop doesn't make any sense. Just gets people, stopped out and lose money all day long. So let's jump here into the chat. How much is your community? It's $99 a month. You can get 50% off your first month with the code Citadel. So you can get 50% off your first month to try it out. But it's $99 a month. It pays itself with the amount of trades we're taking. You guys have seen the screenshots. You guys have seen the signals, right? Overall, like I said, today we lost 4.3%. Yesterday we made 9.5%. We made $239, right there. The day before that, when we were trading last week, 549. $380 of profit, small loss of 181, another small loss of 167, another win of $260, another win of $417, right? So that kind of stuff, another win of 18%, $428, right? So literally with those trades, the group is more than paying for itself at that point in time. So appreciate everybody in here. Appreciate everybody that wants to join. I'll see you guys in the Citadel, no problem. Appreciate everybody tapping those likes, filling up those like meters. Let's keep on going here. So let's get back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now, a lot of sideways chop. Let's zoom out a little bit on what's been happening, right? So overall, at the beginning, right, on Monday, we rallied real hard on the hopes, right, of a peace deal. We were rallying on the hopes of a peace deal, and that was the big rumor that everything was going to be okay. Big peace deal was coming, and we rallied all the way to the top above the value area high of the previous week range. We hit basically 109, 109.11. We hit some resistance there. Then right after that, we start to get, and we got a tweet yesterday, right, about, hey, no peace deal is on the table and things are escalating, and we instantly started dropping. We had a dead cat bounce, right? We had a dead cat bounce, and then we kept dropping, and we dropped all the way down to 106.91 yesterday. And then we had another bounce up to about 107.64. Things continue to escalate, and since then we have pulled back all down again, down to the previous day low. Pretty much front running the previous day low, coming back down again overall. So right now, this is where we're at. We're just pretty much sitting at this area. If this Monday low and previous day low does not hold, our next target to the downside is this green support zone, which is 103,351 down to 101,868. Our previous week low is also in the middle of that green zone, sitting at $102,723. So overall, those are the big targets to the downside if this 104,940 is lost. That is the big area to the downside right now for Bitcoin. Appreciate all you guys tapping those likes, sharing out the live. Thank you so much. Let me see here. I'm making sure I don't want to miss anybody in the chat. All right, so that's pretty much right now what's happening with the market. A lot of sideways chop here, a lot of, bearish momentum. Bears are really in control of the market right now, guys. The bears are definitely in control of the market. A lot of bullish things are happening for Bitcoin, but we all know Wednesday, tomorrow, we also have the Fed meeting to see if they're going to cut interest rates. Most likely they're not going to cut interest rates. Things are going to remain unchanged. And everything right now is being driven off the fears of this overall, escalating conflict. And that is what's really driving the market right now with, a potential drop lower. Overall, there are technical reasons to be dropping lower. But right now with this panic stuff, yeah, it looks like it's more to the downside for now until we get some strong support here. Hopefully this previous day low, Monday low area proves itself to be strong support, and we can push off of it. If not, we're heading lower. Ganja, good to see you. Says good morning, Crusader. Good morning. Good to see you. Appreciate everybody in here. Let me make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. ETH update. That's right. We want to talk about ETH. Let's talk about Ethereum. Ethereum. So ETH overall, if we just look at the, the 15-minute chart here, we get yesterday's price action. All right, we have a daily MPLC up at around 26.39. Daily MPLC. And then let's see what's our daily. Our daily average is at 25.78. That's being tapped already. Currently, right now, Ethereum is holding some pretty strong support here with between the daily open, weekly open, and the London low, all sitting above 25.43. But we are facing resistance here on the VWAP. Getting above the VWAP is strong resistance right now. If we can get above the VWAP at some point today, then we could reclaim this previous day range, get above the London high, which is at 25.87, and we could potentially have a rally for the 26.39. Now, I don't expect that to happen because Bitcoin is on the chops, right? Bitcoin's on the chop block. And meanwhile, Bitcoin's chopping sideways here on this negative bearish sentiment, and the Bitcoin dominance is continuing to climb, right? Continuing to stay high here at 64.65%. I don't expect altcoins to have any type of major rallies of any kind. Overall, Ethereum is one of the few coins that is actually holding up and is still semi in the green here for Ethereum. So, it's trying to hold up for sure. It's holding up pretty strong against whatever Bitcoin is doing right now with all this sideways chop price action. But in general, not a lot of bullish momentum here for the altcoins right now. Just a lot of red all over the place. Things continue to escalate. And obviously the markets do not like that. Appreciate everybody in here smashing those likes. Let's see if I'm missing anybody else in the chat. Bitcoin here, just sideways chop, my man. Sideways chop. Whoop. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. Do you think the Fed meeting will crash the market? No, I don't think it'll crash the market realistically. With what's happening in the world right now, the Fed meeting is going to be a big nothing burger. Nothing really big is going to come out of it. They're most likely not going to cut interest rates. They're going to continue keeping the same, spiel going on, and nothing really is going to come out of the market. The market's already having a major overall retracement from what is happening around the world. So the Fed meeting, whether they cut interest, not cutting interest rates is not going to cause a reaction like we've seen right now, right? Bitcoin's down like $4,000 this week already. So yeah, not really. The Fed meeting is going to be a big nothing burger. What's going on, Alan? Good to see you. Not really expecting anything big from the Fed meeting at all. Right now, I'm just looking to see if Bitcoin can, come down, tap this area of the Monday low, previous day low, sweep this area, find some strong support. And if it can, then, we can potentially have a move to the upside here. But if not, down low we go. Down low we go. Appreciate everybody in here tapping those likes, hitting that subscribe. A lot of sideways action right now with the Bitcoin price. So don't expect anything exciting for the rest of the day here. Clay the Great, what's the word, Crusader? I'm long and short. Hopium for a breakout. Dude, yeah, everybody's hoping for a breakout here. But right now, we'll see, man. It's going to come down to whether we really bounce off this Monday low, previous day low area of 104.957, 104.940 kind of area, right? This area right here. If we don't bounce off of that, sweep that area, have a very strong sweep from there, overall, I don't see us bouncing. I see it just continuing to go down at this point in time. But right now, just got to wait for this sweep. If we don't get the sweep, we're probably going lower. If we do get the sweep, then we might have at least a little push back up to the VWAP, right? The daily VWAP of 106,481 to the upside. So we will see. We will see what we get here. Right now, Bitcoin is starting to pull back again. Let's see. Solana. Let's go take a look at some altcoins here. So looking at Solana, Solana is on the down low as well. Overall, let me turn off these indicators. All right, so Solana just continuing to chop sideways. Bit of a downtrend here, making a high, lower high, potentially another lower high right now at 152. If we keep dropping lower, we need to make sure that Solana holds above 143. If it loses 143, Solana would be heading down to 132 to about 127. Big support area, gold pocket, monthly naked point of control, monthly untapped average. So between 132 to 127 if we lose 143 for Solana. Now, if we can regain the May range, which is above 165, then we got targets between 169 to about 178. But the big targets to the upside are 194 to 197 above the May range towards the value area high of May overall. But right now we're nowhere near those type of areas. Let's go take a look at AVAX. Little recap here of AVAX. AVAX as well, below our monthly average for the month of April of $19.55. If we lose this support zone here around 1875, we could roll down lower into the lows of April and March around 1631. Obviously, targets to the upside is 2351, and then getting above $26 is critical for AVAX. Let's go take a look at XRP. XRP yesterday rallied all the way up back to the top here around 233, which was the previous local top around June 11th. And now we're pulling back down again. We're sitting right at the value area low of the May range at $2.20. We lose that. We fall back into the green support zone between $2.09 to $1.97. If that green support is lost, right, because Bitcoin has a major flush out of the market or whatever, big targets to the downside between 171 to 144. Big pullback for XRP if we lose that big support zone for XRP. So keep an eye out on that. Bitcoin starting to make a way back towards that Monday low, previous day low. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate the gift. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the comments. Looking for an anchor trigger pattern on the AVAX 1 hour market cipher B. Let's go. Let's go, Clay the Great. Let's see here. Let's go take a look at take a look at 𝗏_TENSOR_TAO. 𝗏_TENSOR_TAO currently just chopping it up here around support on this quarterly average of $342. Currently we're sitting at 354. If we lose 342, look down below between 320 to about 284. We have a gold pocket, monthly untapped average at 306, and the value area high for April at 321. So those are the targets to the downside if we drop. Somebody said 𝗭𝗢, please. I'll take a look at 𝗭𝗢 here next. 𝗭𝗢 has been definitely one that I haven't taken a look at in quite some time. So I'm going to have to update this. Oh, it's actually updated. Oh, yeah, I did look at it recently in one of my past live streams. So 𝗭𝗢 obviously has fallen back into the April range, has hit our monthly average and monthly naked point of control of 0.077, right? 7 cents and some change. If we continue to drop lower, we could be heading towards the lows of March and April between 6 cents to about 5 cents, 0.053 at the lowest, right? If we keep dropping lower here for 𝗭𝗢. Now, if 𝗭𝗢 can break out of the April range above 0.087, we have a target here at 0.098 to 10 cents, which would take us back into the point of control for May. Definitely expect some resistance around that area. And then we don't really have lots of targets to the upside for 𝗭𝗢 above that. Bitcoin making a slow move here towards this Monday. and previous day low. We'll see here if we can actually sweep this area and finally get a big push off of it to the upside. We will see. We will see. If we get the sweep here, this is going to be my last trade of the day, my last attempt at taking a long here for Bitcoin. We took one earlier today, and now a lot of sideways chop, finally coming back down to our main target. If we can get a good sweep here of this area, I might take a long. But we will see. We've gotten a ton of red 1 hour candles. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 straight hours of nothing but dumpage. Nothing but dumpage for the Bitcoin. So we will see here if we can keep this uptrend and hold this area. So let's stay here on this chart here for a minute. We got 4.5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. We'll see if we can come down to the Monday low and sweep that area. If we do, I am looking to take a long here. BTC, if it drops below 104.940, what is the next support? Great question, Dan. If we lose 104.940, next big area of support is going to be around this 103.300 to 101.868 worst case, which is the big support zone. We do have the previous week low right in the middle of that at 102.723. So between 103 to about 101 is the next big support zone here for Bitcoin if we lose 104.940. Let's see. We got 4 minutes. See if we can get this sweep here. Let's see. SQD, I don't know anything about that. Appreciate everybody jumping here. SPK, don't know anything about that either, but I'll take a look at it here. Let's just wait to see if we get this sweep on Bitcoin. If we do, I'm going to be taking the trade if we get the sweep. Come on, Bitcoin. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Come on. Fill my order, baby. Where am I? Give me a second here, trying to see if my order fills. Oh, come on. You missed it by $1. Come on. That's wild. Oh, okay. We got it filled. Okay, we got a position here. We got a position. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. a second. Dropping a signal here into the crypto citadel. All right, here we go. Looks like we're sweeping the Monday low right now. We just closed the 15-minute candle above it. We swept that area. Took my long. We'll see if this plays out or not. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We will see. If not, it's down low we go. Hopefully we get a big bounce here and start pushing up higher. Appreciate everybody here being patient. Took the long on the Monday low. Now let's see how high she'll go. Woohoo! Let's see how high she goes, baby. Could go against us. That's the risk of being a trader. Sometimes you gotta risk money. You gotta risk money to make money. And sometimes you're gonna lose money. It's okay. We had a fantastic trading week last week overall. We made 239 smackaroons yesterday. We have a little bit of money to lose. We have a little bit of money to lose today. Obviously, we try to take the least amount of risk possible. You have to long support. You have to long support. I know the trend is bearish, but overall, there's going to be a some moment in time, at least a dead cat bounce off the price here towards this daily VWAP at some point in time, giving us some room to really bounce off some strong support, retest some highs before potentially dropping lower. That's perfectly fine, but that's enough for a solid day trade, baby. That's enough for a solid day trade. So hopefully this Monday low here holds and we keep pushing off this bad boy all the way back up to at least 106. Come on, let's hit that 106, baby. Appreciate everybody jumping into the chat. Let's make sure I'm not missing anybody here in the chat overall. Where are we? Oh, that's right. All right, here we are. Diving back into the chat here, making sure I'm not missing anybody. So far, so good. Need Feds to cut rates during tomorrow's meeting. Well, that would definitely help, I think, potentially a little bit for sure if we get some interest rate cuts tomorrow. But overall, the more arching news is right now with, with the issues around the world. XRP XRP is a complicated one. Yeah, I'm definitely not interested in buying XRP above $2, right? XRP spent over 5 years sitting at 50 cents. Definitely not going to be buying something at over $2 now. Don't plan on ever buying XRP in general. That's just me personally. But there's a lot of different things that I wish XRP would have done that would have made me more accepting of that coin. But the fact that all it does is work with centralized banks and all it does is to work with the centralized system. Like crypto's is about being to the opposite side. SYTA stock mooning. What's SYTA? What's SYTA? Let's see here. Let me jump back into the chat, make sure I'm reading everything. Bitcoin having a little bit of a push here. Come on, baby. We need a strong push to the upside. Let's show some big strength here. Big strength. Crypto is running good. So far, so good. I mean, we're at $105,000. People are freaking out because we dropped from 109 to 105. But overall, it's a great asset to trade every single day. It's a great asset. It's been the best performing asset in the last decade. So, yeah. Retail is jumping in. We'll see about retail. Retail is going to get a big wake-up call when Bitcoin is way too late. I mean, most people are already priced out of Bitcoin overall. So, come on, Bitcoin. Have that big push, baby. Have that big push. For BTC, it is good, but altcoins very, very weak. Yeah, definitely. Look at the dominance, man. The Bitcoin dominance is up at 64.65% overall, right? Meaning that all the attention, all the demand is really heavily focused on Bitcoin because of the institutional demand, right? There's no real reason for institutions to be buying Ethereum or any other altcoin in general. The game has now changed where if your altcoins are not gonna get an ETF, that altcoin's probably not going to last long. Like it just won't. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Eventually, when the Ethereum staking gets turned on for the ETFs, that's going to be a big game changer for Ethereum, big game changer for crypto in general. Once they can start staking, right? Because then traditional finance can buy Ethereum, hold it in the long term, and be making a yield off of it. Do you think Near can survive this cycle? Man, I don't think Near's been anywhere. Like it's had its rallies, right? In the last 2 cycles, a lot of altcoins rallied in 2021 that probably shouldn't have rallied, because in 2021 it was different. It was just a different market, right? It was the first time of retail really finding crypto, right? And crypto YouTube popping off, YouTube, TikTok popping off, right? All these influencers, creators coming on and really starting to talk about all these different cryptos. Now, 5 years later, this cycle is very different. YouTube, crypto YouTube, crypto TikTok is already old news by this point in time. A lot of influencers have just shifted over from talking about real projects to talking about meme coins and just straight garbage. And retail has gotten stuck in the meme coin casino, and they're just not willing to play with utility coins. And then institutional demand has really just taken over with Bitcoin and Ethereum and whatever other ETFs get eventually implemented. And if your altcoin is not in an ETF, what marketing is it really getting, right? So unless your altcoin has really good marketing or some really big use case, it's not going to really perform. Even Solana, right? Everyone's like, oh, Solana $1,000. Solana's, in my personal book, in trouble of getting officially cooked. Why do I say that? Because yes, I do believe Solana can rally back up here in this last cycle or so, but Pump.Fund has really cooked Solana, because Pump.Fund has made so much Solana. They've made so much Solana off everybody's trading fees, off everybody losing money with the meme coins. They hold a boatload of Solana. And guess who's probably the biggest seller of Solana? Them. They're dumping it. They're dumping it onto the market, right? They're dumping it onto the market, which is what is my main thesis on why Solana will not reach $1,000, is because Pump.Fund is the major liquidator of Solana. That's false. Solana is a good token. Solana is a good token. There's nothing wrong with Solana in itself, but Solana is heavily concentrated into meme coins only. That is the only reason why it's rallied as much as it has. And who is storing up all that Solana that is being made off all those meme coins? It's not you. It's not an individual whale. No, it's Pump.Fund. It's Pump.Fund. They're the ones that are selling hundreds of thousands of Solana onto the market. That's just the way it is. Pump.Fund brings volume to Solana, and the only reason people buy Solana is for meme coins. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much the only reason why people even focus on Solana. Solana is good for rug pulls. Yeah, pretty much. When will the bull run come back? Well, dude, right now we're still good, right? We're still above 100,000. Are we getting some sideways chop? Are we not getting the levels that we want? Absolutely, right? Sideways chop is definitely sucks. Obviously we have some conflicts that are happening around the world that are not great for the market right now. But Bitcoin is still above 100,000, guys. Bitcoin is at 105. People are freaking out, and Bitcoin is still at 105. Now, Bitcoin starts dropping below 100, then you can start to panic. So without Pump.Fund, no high sold price. No, what I'm saying is Pump.Fund is the reason why we're not going to get $1,000 Solana. They're the reason why we're not going to get $1,000 Solana, because they sell so much Solana onto the market. If meme coins were more organic and not orchestrated through Pump.Fund, then Solana would have a better chance. XRP is gonna boom. You better hope so. I mean, it already did boom, right? It went from 50 cents all the way to well over $2, tapping $3. That was the big move. Can it have another big move eventually and another next leg up in the big altcoin rally at some point? Yes, I think XRP can reach somewhere between $3 to $5 at best. At best. Time to go back to the trenches. Good luck with the trenches. Good luck, man. I hear a lot of people stay very poor in the trenches. The trenches is what keeps the people poor, man. People think that going into the trenches is going to make people rich, but the grand majority of those people are going to get liquidated. They're going to get wrecked, and they're going to lose everything. Because you guys need to understand, it is a PvP industry. It's a PvP market, right? It's player versus player. And if you're not taking profits, someone else is, meaning someone is dumping on you and using you as exit liquidity. And the grand majority of these meme coin groups that you jump into, most people that run those groups, once they get some level of volume, they're getting insider information. They're jumping into the meme coins first. Then they tell you about it. And then they dump it on you, right? Because they got in before you did. They got in before they told you about it. They already got their positions. They tell you about it. You guys buy it up, buy it up, buy it up. Yeah, you might make some of you might make a few Solanas here and there, but the grand majority will get wrecked, man. We'll get wrecked. I can only do leverage trading now. Let's go, Orca. Yeah, if you don't have insider, yeah, pretty much. I lost 6K on the trenches. Dude, that's a lot of money, bro. That's a lot of money. Cheeto Man still getting rich from crypto? Probably, yeah. DCA is not a key, man. Dips all over for the past 2 years. I agree. I do not buy every dip. I do not agree with buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, because how many dips are we going to eventually have before they run out, right? You're going to run out of money before the dips run out. That's why I wait for crashes. I wait for big pullbacks. I've said it before. I am not going to buy any single altcoin unless Bitcoin drops below 100,000 and crashes to 96 to about 84. Between 96 to 84, I'll be interested in buying. Below that, I am not interested. Above that, I'm not interested in buying. Bitcoin pulling back down over here, you son of a gun. Bitcoin trying to hold this Monday low here. Let's see here. Chips and dips, baby. Yep. Get those chips and dips ready. ZBCN collapse. Oh, man. What's going on with ZBCN? Is it really collapsing? No, man. It's only down 6% today. It can definitely pull back for sure. Can definitely pull back. Had a big wick to the upside yesterday, hitting our target of a weekly average of 0.0051. Got rejected off of there. We came back down to 0.0045. Currently, we're still sitting around 0.0042. If we keep dropping lower, we do have a MPOC down at 0.041. Targets overall to the downside below 0.0043. You guys know it's 0.0038, 0.0036 to 0.0032 gold pocket. Those targets are still on the table, especially with Bitcoin pulling back here. Come on, Bitcoin. Get above that Monday low, baby. Come on, get above that Monday low. I saw some weird things. Mantra, Polyhedera. What about him? Is this a sign of ending? Of ending what? What type of pullback do you expect on XRP ETF going live tomorrow? Well, with the way the market is right now and Bitcoin dropping, I don't expect any major push up for XRP. Over at the end of the day, Bitcoin runs the market. XRP is not going to just fly off the handle on its own for whatever reason, as the market is pulling back with what is happening. So if Bitcoin continues to lose support and continues to pull back, I don't expect any major push for XRP. Overall, XRP's main targets for support, right, that must hold before a steep drop occurs, are between $2.09 to about $1.97. We need to hold this area right between $2.10 to $1.97. If we lose that area of support, XRP could be pulling back to way steeper between 171 to 146. Bitcoin looking like it's gonna lose this Monday low, man. Looking like it's gonna lose the Monday low. Not great. Not great. Pepe is losing. Meme coin with big community. Yeah, big communities and meme coins don't really exist anymore, man. Pump.fund has gotten rid of that, right? Because before, people used to jump into things like Shiba and Pepe and Whiff and really hang on to it because it was one of those real rare meme coins that made it over $1 billion and had a community and it had rallies, right? But then came Pump.fund and everyone's into meme coins just to find the next 100x. So what do? All they do is chase 100x's. They chase 100x's every day, all day, and they just end up getting jumping from one meme coin to the next, one meme coin to the next, one meme coin to the next. And what does that lead to? That just leads to no one really holding a meme coin in the long term, like Pepe or stuff like that. Like those meme coin communities just don't really exist anymore because of that. So you can thank Pump.fund for that. Is Turbo done for? I don't know, man. I've never been into Turbo. Don't really know. But definitely not looking good. Definitely not looking good. I can tell you that. Experts say recession by the end of the year. We'll see. I'm not really too keen on the whole recession debate. Not really think that's going to be a thing overall. I don't know why Elon is doing that. I don't know. I did see something about an investigation into accounts of Pump.fund and then getting those accounts suspended. I don't know what's going on there. Why is there a pullback right now? What happened? Dude, what do you mean what happened? We rallied yesterday on the hopes that there was going to be some type of big peace deal, right? On the hopes and rumors that there was a big peace deal coming on the horizon. And guess what? Yesterday, big announcements were made. There is no peace deal on the table, and that is what has been dumping the markets since yesterday. It is supposed to get an answer of ETF Franklin Templeton today for XRP. Yeah, I heard that Canada is launching an XRP ETF tomorrow on the 18th. Yeah, a lot of things are happening over there for sure. A lot of things are happening. A lot of back and forth, which is, really causing this major pullback overall. But guys, if you haven't already joined the Crypto Citadel, definitely do so. Crypto Citadel, you can get 50% off your first month using the code Citadel. We do a lot of daily trading there. We do a lot of macro, long-term analysis, daily updates as well. And overall, very strong community to be part of. You can get 50% off your first month by using the code Citadel. Let's see here. Make sure I'm not missing anybody in the chat. Any thoughts on Aero? Well, Aerodrome is going to be dumping along with everything else, right? Bitcoin's pulling back. Everything's going to be dumping here. Aerodrome had a big push to the upside, got up to as high as 87 cents. Now pulling back towards the value area high of May, around 71 cents. We're currently sitting at 73. Obviously, Bitcoin continues to pull back, continues to dump. Aerodrome is going to continue dumping and pulling back. We'll see where it can find some support here. Bitcoin just dropping it like it's hot, man. Just dropping it like it's hot. No more dead cat bounces here today. I don't have any thoughts on PopCat, man. Bitcoin is literally dropping right now, and there's a major liquidity event happening in the market. And you're going to be asking me about a meme coin. Come on, man. Meme coins melt. Meme coins melt under pressure, guys. Appreciate all of you guys hanging out here. I'm going to be heading out. Got some things to do with the fam. Will Bitcoin continue dropping or will it move up tomorrow? What is your opinion? We'll see. We'll see what happens tonight. We'll see how far it goes. We're currently losing. We've lost the Monday low and previous day low. So that being said, we're probably going to be heading down to 103,300 unless there's some type of major recovery here relatively soon. But overall, it looks like we're heading lower. So guys, see you guys until next time. I'll see you in the Crypto Citadel. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains every single day. Until next time, see ya.